with Surtr. We have to deploy Surtr 10 times. Kinda sucks, honestly. We'll have to see what they do here. Shall we continue to press forward knowing that there will be no end? Well, let's do it. Let's try it. Surtr. Deploy an operator to deals 3,000 R damage to a random enemy. Okay. Origin and Hope. As I always say, generally like the best overall. Can't go wrong. No issue. Oh, and they go with 2 guards. Okay. This might be a very risky move, but might be see what I'm going with. I don't have enough hope for Surtr. I just realized that now. It's like, wait, I don't think I have enough hope for Surtr. Yeah. They shouldn't make it so that's like, in that scenario you can do it. Well, whatever. Go to this. I probably would have went with Reed, but I'm doing something different. We're just gonna be using the other 2 and completely forgetting Surtr exists just to do the 5 deployment. And I'll take that. Okay. I'm being crazy right now. I am hyper. I was supposed to put down Surtr. Okay. Sniper. That's just lovely. Sure. We're being frisky right now. Gonna shoot me in the foot later on, but we just need to get to the last floor and deploy Surtr 10 times. Okay, I'm gonna really be honest, I didn't realize how stupid this was gonna be. Also, we do have a prophecy up front here, so I'm kinda curious to see what that does. Way too risky of a play! Oh! Yeah, that just shows you how good monster. But this is not even close to any higher levels. We would have been screwed. Hella screwed. Otherwise. Oh, we have another extra enemy, okay. Who are we dealing with? Doggo-san. Okay.
Спокойно. Расслабься. Оставьте это мне, а мы ведь даже не знакомы.
Mission accomplished.
Good shit. 2 relics. I'll take it. Haha. Very funny game. I mean, perfect combo in the world. Here's this relic that you need 1 HP. Oh, hey, here's like 7 HP and 1 per battle. I'll take both, but I'm not gonna end up using both. So, yay. Okay, we got Silence and we got Sing and Hunter. We're doing pretty darn good for relic-wise. Can't really say that for, like, characters. We just need to play 6 more times. Okay, so I'm looking at this, it's like there is no point into worrying about going to Beast Raiding Slaughter because it's like we can't really do anything. If I just realized I could have went this way, like in vertical, I probably would have went down first, then up, then whatever over here. But at least we'll save some index, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Obtain 2 fairly common Predatals or a random. 2, bitch, 2! Up. Out. Okay. At least I'll have something. You never know whenever I like, oh, let's do like a boss for some reason.
Ребята, пора выдвигаться. 作戦を開始する。悪くない場所だ。戦場のデータが同期する。命令通り反撃の準備を。
Meow. You know, it'd be kind of cool if we could double redeployment time shenanigans. So it's like we get to -30 to get -60, and then try to do some shenanigans with the boss with like using only one operator, but just continuously put him down and bring him out. That'd be cool. Not likely to happen, but it would be cool. Oh, Surtr, it's taking forever.
Mission accomplished.
I guess patrol. I guess we'll go along. We're gonna finish with the mission with 5-second set of stages. Gotta love it. Also, we're getting like so many battles at the start here. It's really nice. But yeah. In terms of like stream, we'll probably won't be. I think that'd be it when it comes to clears. I wasn't planning on doing a lot, honestly. I'm just gonna be finishing this monthly, see how it goes. It's not gonna be too hard to do. And then... yeah, that'd be it. Maybe I could get another Surtr out. We may end up having like another additional enemy here. Maybe. Oh, never mind. I won't be able to put down Surtr again. Fortunately.
Mission accomplished.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. So, one more battle. Should do it. Then we can actually use her properly. Okay. Obviously, they're going, like, not giving us a lot of options here, which makes sense. Sure, I'll take the defense. Yeah, we got. You know what? Might be a little bit of race of hope, but I'll be able to get some DP going.
There's a mission? I wanna go!
And sure, we will refresh as well. Okay. That one's not bad. Yeah, let's continue on. That's not that bad. That's actually really good. That's actually a really good relic. It's like I had to think like, oh yeah, it's like probably one of the best relics in this because you pretty much fuck over literally everything when it comes to this event. This AS. At the same time, storing them down, which they're really fast enemies anyway. And I think like every single enemy boss-wise is corrupted. Except for the Firth, I would assume. But I mean, I'm fourth not here yet, and I can't really say, so. Anyway, Surtr! We could get some, yeah, we can finish off Surtr here. We're probably scouts with... I'm tempted to do Kelsey, but I should probably get around to doing Surtr too. And we don't really have that great, like, we have Rosa, but I should be a little bit careful with Hansa here, though. That is my biggest fear, though. We might actually be kind of screwed here. This is a very trollish situation, by the way.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
Время при... А мы ведь даже не знакомы.
Oh, it doesn't affect, okay.
Время пришло?
Yeah, this is actually the worst map to actually have to deal with this sort of shenanigans.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, that's, very yikes relic to have at this point. Well, in theory, it could be pretty good in some situations, in that it kind of just screws you over completely. Yes, we will... I want to be at least in a good, better position prep-wise before I even consider doing something like that. And then just a random-ass run.
With me on your side, success is guaranteed.
I'm here to finish on a timely order, not beat the third boss.
Let's go!
Literally. Very good.
Good scenery here, Doc.
Behold, here come my flamboyant moves.
Oh my god.
We're counting on you again today,
So shit.
little apple.
Fuck you. You see, that is like why I hate this. Like this relic, while in theory would seem pretty good, there's way too many scenarios where it really just casually fucks with you, and you could end up losing a run because of it. Especially in that scenario with the stupid chest, it's like, probably one of the worst chests to have. I don't really like that chest. It's just troll. Very trollish thing. Honestly, at the very end of the day, it's like nothing much else to know except just complete another troll.
Время приготовься. Цель. Пли! 作戦は命令だ。反撃の準備。
先に進めると思うな。
Mission accomplished.
Okay.
君は慎重に行動すべきだ。
Yeah, the game just casually fucked with me there. Okay, that means we can't. I mean, we can. It's just probably best not to worry about that. Trying to go for more battles. I like this run. I'm gonna go down arm if I can. A little annoying we can't really just do whatever we want now, so
Ready to
it is
deploy.
what it is.
Where am I needed?
We need to somehow slow me down, so let's do that. Okay. What are we dealing with? New tribe. Okay. Probably go the bottom route. Take out Popcorn this, and let's bring in Surtr.
私が必要か?
I would like to get some people worked on. Don't know if it would happen, but we'll see.
Ooh, almost dozed off. We're counting on you again today, little apple. 行くよ。言われなくても分かってる。
作戦を開始する。
I'll leave the support to you. I have to get serious now.
Надо повторить руководство по бою.
Ooh, almost done. Gather around me, guys.
了解です。凍りつけ。みんな、俺の後ろに。治療が必要な人は。
more shenanigans am I going up with? I don't know.
Время пришло? Что-то сломалось? Ай!
先に進めると思うな。
了解です。
作戦はオリジナルの活性化を抑える。
Oh, you kidding me?
悪くない。
I'm literally summoning with tongue, but I'm getting absolutely fucked over with. Hey, welcome to the stream, Nuclear Strategist. This is quite an interesting month to run.
このくらいの傷なんてことないさ。
Mission
There we
accomplished.
go. I'm surprised. Hey, Young actually hold his line pretty darn well.
各小隊、計画通りに行動しろ。
Oh,
私がドクタ
okay.
ーへの報告を行う。
Vanguard or Defender? Well, we'll go Vanguard. Yeah, I'd like to get the other people going, but oh no, don't know if that's gonna happen. Ooh. That's kind of a big yikes. The main goal is to at least kill the drones. Everything else we can deal with. Not worried about that. Yikes! Not impossible. But big yikes still. Okay. Yep.
しっかり俺についてきて。はぐれないようにね。
Almost dozed off. I have to get serious now.
わかった。凍りつけ。
What is the best place?
Надо повторить.
凍りつけ。
From what I've seen and known, it's one of those operators that a lot of people tend to
Guys,
undervalue a lot. So it's gonna be one of those operators that's gonna be good if you know what you're doing. Also, yeah, I mean, like, really screwed over here. Yeah, I'm not gonna lose, but I'm gonna lose a lot of HP because I don't
today, little apple.
really have a great significant
先に進めると思うな。
What I understand is big dick damage. If you understand how to use her properly, she's probably one of the best operators to come out. It comes down to how good of plays can you do.
Stay down.
Really.
悪くない場所だ。私に指図する。私に指図するな。
Оставьте это, готовься. Цель! Пли!
凍りつけ。
Oh, we only one lost life. She can pretty much attack anywhere in the map. She can solo for the most part.
倒れろ。
To certain maps, just because of how high damage she can be. She is kind of a necessity for fake TC2 for Archer only.
Ooh, almost dozed off. 行くよ。
That's very specific, but so far from what I understand, she's gonna be a really good operator in certain leagues, essentially. She's not essentially global range, but she kinda, I think from my understanding, can be with her summon. Big girl.
このくらいの傷なんてことないさ。 どこに向かえばいい？
Yeah, I probably should look into using his S1 more.
治療が必要な人は
Mission accomplished.
Простите, доктор. Если бы я чуть больше постаралась.
The only issue I would say is if you don't use her, I don't remember if it's a S2 or S3. Well, I don't think she's gonna be that great, but if you actually use her what most people actually use her for, especially consider like the fact that with that one skill she can also bind too, but she can continuously keep someone bind with use of her summon. So it's like she can target specific enemies on the map and just kind of straight up kill them and just be decent damage when you're downtime. But the downtime is like really short. She's like a really quick burst damage character. What is our looking like? We could do rage. Yeah, let's go tree. Guard or Vanguard? We're gonna go and not actually do anything because that didn't really do anything for us. I need a range, like a sniper, my bad, a medic, defender, maybe 2 medics. You know what? I think this might be one of the situations where I might have to go with something like Thorns if I don't get another sniper. Yeah, let's go with Thorns. I don't usually, but in this scenario, I think that's probably our best bet. Yeah, ignore your ass. No bet. Like, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? We were in a tornado warning. Literally, like, 15... less than, like, several miles away. There was a tornado that formed, but didn't touch down. Like, literally take about, like, that way, less than 10 minutes. And probably could have hit us at this house. So it's like, yeah, no bet. It's been crazy this month. Actually see them in real life? Like, once 10 plus years ago. They're common, but not enough to the point where I actually consistently see them. Like, the tornado that almost touched down, quote-unquote, we didn't really see it. Because it was far enough away and behind trees and just the distance where we were at. It was, like, in the buildings in the way, especially the garage. We didn't actually see the partial tornado that formed. We'll wait. We'll wait for now. We'll see if we can get a squad limit increase. Not necessarily, actually. I mean, if that like the thing is that we kind of get an like, okay. While we cannot, like, exactly predict a specific location on Earth, coordinates-wise, where the storm is going to touch down, but we will know a good chance that that storm can produce a tornado. So, it's like, kinda not. I mean, we know how, to a degree, if a tornado will happen, or a good chance it will happen, but, like, not to the degree that it will... when it will touch down, if it touches down. I mean, that's why it's like they're able to say, oh, hey, there's a good chance that a tornado might appear, where like weather conditions are favorable for a tornado. It's like we are to the point where we can accurately predict that a storm can produce a tornado and a good chance to. But it's, again, like I said, it's not to the point of, oh, we know when it will place down or if it will actually do it. Because it's like there could be chances where it's like a storm could have like the perfect weather to do a tornado, and it just never does. Whereas that might be, that's a possibility. But, I mean, I'm not too favorable, but I know enough that it's like, yeah, in that scenario, it's like, we do know to an extent, but not to the point where it's like, we don't know everything. Of like, always 24/7. At that point, if we got to that point where we did, we would probably be controlling the weather. I'm gonna refresh here. Okay, that's kind of troll. I don't have the hope to E2 him. 33. I guess I'll just go physical dodge. Counter, I guess. Don't know if I'm actually gonna use it, but we'll try. Only healer is Kelsey, so probably just use her. I might have to do some shenanigans with the monster.
しっかり俺についてきて。はぐれないようにね。俺がいるから安心して。
We're counting on you again today, little apple. 作戦を開始する。Cover me.
了解です。
Gather around me, guys.
凍りつけ。
みんな、俺の後ろに。
I was playing War Thunder and I recently banned 7,000 accounts for cheating. That's a lot. It makes me wonder, like,
You ain't getting through me.
why?
倒れろ。
I mean, I know why, but it's like, why all of a sudden, you know?
I have to get serious now.
Just seems kind of weird that it's all of a sudden type deal.
倒れろ。
戦場の命令だ。反撃の準備。
Время преддверий, Роса. Ты сможешь.
It's around now? Okay.
倒れろ。
But at that point, it also makes me wonder too, like, okay, so if there was a lot of bans, what recently happened that just made a lot of people hack or cheat?
Ooh, almost dozed off.
先に進めると思うな。
戦場の指令を聞け、モンスター。
Make bots to cheat.
凍りつけ。
悪くない場所だ。私に指図するな。
Mission accomplished.
Well, it is what it is.
話にならない。
If it was a single player scenario, then, you know, it's too harsh. But in this scenario, if I'm assuming it's a multiplayer game, then yeah. Perfectly fine. Live service game. It's a mixed bag because I know Arknights does it too, but it's like it will. But the issue with Arknights, for example, is that you can borrow operators, so it would ruin the balance of the game if people could cheat and those cheaters could allow to stay there, and then those essentially hacked operators could ruin other people's games, could ruin the balance of other people's games. So it makes sense for Arknights. I haven't played War Thunder, so I can't for certain say the full logistics, but I'm assuming it's a multiplayer game. Well, I believe it might be a multiplayer game. So in that scenario, yeah, it is what that's perfectly awesome, I would say. Yeah, because I don't think people would like to get one shot across from the map and they can't do anything. So, you know, it's sad, but it's what they get, you know. They want to ruin other people's experience because they want to feel good that they easily beat someone, then yeah. Yeah. Deploy melee operators on high ground tiles. Honestly, I would say... Okay, not talking about what we're talking about here, but the jet black dance shoes. I would rather have high ground tiles on melee tiles than melee operators on high ground tiles. I don't think that's really that great. But allowing more options for ranged operators is, I would say, better. Because there's like no point in a lot of ground operators to be on high tiles to begin with. It just kind of makes no fucking sense. So we'll go with that squad size.
With me on your side, success is guaranteed. With me on your side, success is guaranteed.
We'll go with thorns here. You know, that's what happens. It's, to me, I think that's a good thing. Arknights is a bit more complex, and it's not as straightforward, but nevertheless is still a good thing. Oh yeah, I'm gonna lose a life just so I could E2 Rosa. That's how I'm gonna go about it. We don't have a lot of high ground top operators, so we're gonna try our best to use thorns here.
Let's go! Good scenery here, Doctor! Ooh, almost dozed off. Gather around me, guys!
So how's your escapades and Arknights going?
Monster.
Also, interesting effect that poison can do that. Anyway. Trouble couldn't update it from Google Play Store? Yikes.
Ooh, almost worked
I
out
know
again
sometimes
today,
I
little
have a bit of issues with, I want to bring out Rosa, actually.
Спокойно. Расслабься.
Gather around me, guys.
I've arrived.
倒れろ
Also showcasing how strong this relic is. But anyway, I noticed with emulators, there's sometimes issues with
Время пришло? Что-то сломалось?
like it updating. At least on emulators. So I've always, like, to me, it could be something like that, where it's like it updates, but when it comes to like downloading the packages inside the game, I start to then have issues. Was it something like that?
We're counting on you again today, little apple. Ooh, almost dozed off.
倒れろ 凍りつけ
Oh, that is actually kind of interesting.
先に進めると思うな。
戦場のデータはオリジナルの活性化を
Bathed in fresh blood.
倒れろ
Go have to bypass it? Yeah, that is very interesting. Yeah. You can always just use the emulator. I mean, if you have a PC, you could just, or any type of PC that's good enough to handle a mobile app, then yeah, you can probably do emulator here is what I'm doing right now, so. Well, worst case scenario, you know.
Спокойно. Расслабься.
言われなくても一匹も逃げられると思うな
Mission accomplished.
Shit.
Flawless victory! I was pretty good, wasn't I, Doctor?
That definitely would have to do something with Google Play, because if you can open it normally still regardless, the only scenario why that would still happen is probably because Google Play thinks your phone's not strong enough to continue playing the game. It's like it's too out of date. I've seen that before with other like specific games, like the one that used to be for Nintendo for Tomodachi, the mobile version of that game that they made. Like, my phone would never allow me to download it because it kept thinking this phone is not compatible. But I was able to download it with a different app store and I was able to get it to work. I think it was not, maybe it was not an app store, but maybe through an APK. I can't remember now. Regardless, that's happened before, so it's like, it's just kind of weird. Something like that happens anyway. It's like, my phone can handle it. Why are you being so touchy that this phone cannot handle it? Now, in your scenario, I don't think that's the case at all. I mean, if it doesn't say that specifically, then 100% something's up.
We all have our roles to play. Use my abilities as best you see fit.
Okay, we're gonna go top row here instead, and then down. Practical test Rhine Lab. Well, I could actually put him right there. I'll do a fresh install again? Who knows? I don't know. Sometimes technology can be weird. That could be it. That could be just the simple solution. It could also be wrong. I don't know. Can't say. Because there's so many different types of phones, you never know.
では勝利の知らせを待っててくださいね
奴らが今回の殲滅対象かん We're counting on you again today, little apple.
全員の行動力を奪う。それでいいだろう。
Very well. Fool, for what reason hast thou come?
了解です。
Ooh, I have to get serious now.
凍りつけ。
目を凝らせ。これこそがイベリアのデストレッツァ。
治療が必要な人は。
Hmm? Gather around, guys.
Thy pleas falleth upon deaf ears.
命令を無駄だ。
Спокойно. Расслабься.
行くよ。私に指図一匹も逃げられると思うな。言われなくても分かってる。
Okay.
喜んで。
What's up?
Cover me. Hmm? I have to get serious now.
Been a game on Steam and I had to fight like a boss at like 13,000 HP.
Yes, sir.
Those HP units do a different game, not Arknights, but it was a pain in the ass to like develop skill the HP on the enemy. Very likely scenario.
このくらいの傷
Yeah.
なんてことないさ。
Верь в себя, Роса. Ты сможешь.
了解です。
Ooh, almost dozed off. 悪くない場所だ。
煽れろ。
Depends upon like the game mechanics.
俺の仲間を傷つけさせない。
私に指図するな。私に指図するな。
Art thou mine worthy enemy?
What do I
Or art
52
thou
attack?
naught but a jester?
Okay.
命令を。
I've arrived.
Good scenery here,
I
Doctor.
could actually just spam place these guys out.
このくらいの傷なんてことないさ。
Yeah. Hey, there you go. A nice ban for advertising stuff that will get me banned.
What's up? Bathed in fresh blood.
倒れろ。
Accomplished.
Anyway, used up like 25 of those and still not die yet.
The fiercer the battle, the more jubilant the victory.
It was ridiculous. I don't know what the game we're talking about, obviously. I mean, you haven't really said, but I'm really curious to see, because I feel like, unless it was intentional and it was supposed to be like, let's say, integrated strategies here, where it's like you've already done like the hardest content, so they add like another set of content where it's just endless, so the enemy gets buffed, along with you continuously beating it. Turn-based strategy. Makes me think you're probably missing something. Unless they're just really trash at making games, I'm gonna assume it's probably more likely that you're doing something wrong. Like, there might be something better for you that you just haven't found yet, and you need to go look. I thought that for a minute, but like you were talking about like a certain game, but it's like no. Blood Bullets, never heard of it in that game. The game I was thinking of when you just said action points was Unicorn Overlord. But Unicorn Overlord isn't on Steam, so, you know. I would suggest playing that one out, play that game instead. But you're definitely gonna have to show me the gameplay, but... Can they injure you? Probably gonna go Kyrkus here. This is a random ass run here. All I have to do is get to the 5th floor. I'm good.
Let's go! Good scenery here,
The
Doctor.
first collapse, codename Bakery? Yeah. If you don't play the way it wants you, you just punished
Oh,
heavily.
I have to get serious now.
全員の行動力を奪う。それでいいだろう。
On casual, which is the easiest. From what I understand, the only difference in difficulty is just the fact that what someone said, it was just how much saves you do. So I can't really say, I haven't played it, but it could be just them wanting to say, oh, saves is the only difficulty change. Sometimes they might have more to it. Like, I think Resident Evil is a good example
We're
of
counting on you again today, little apple.
a series that I feel like does a good job at doing difficulty for the most part, to an extent of like being fair or difficult depending on how you go about it. But I think about like the earlier games in this series and how some of those games,
Okay.
there was what I want to say, save ribbons. So it makes me wonder if it's in a way like
Спокойно.
the
Расслабься.
difficulty is all in the ribbons in your first playthrough
Gather around, guys.
than anything else. So like there might be differences between the difficulties, but it might be really simple and easy to beat if you understand everything.
わかった。無駄だ。
戦場の敵前では隙を見せる。Время верь в себя, Роса. Ты сможешь.
Okay.
After I beat the level, I got the equipment unlocked called Blood Grenades.
わかった。動き回るな。
Gather around, guys.
オリジナルの活性化を抑える。
So I'd have an easier time to deal with their minions again. Gotcha.
Okay.
So they have a way for you to redo it. Make it easier. Cool. So it seems to be at least they thought ahead. Is that equipment? Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Okay. Let's. I really need to get this finished so I can
Flawless victory.
work on other
Good,
stuff
wasn't
here.
I, Doctor?
Oh, no, you're not. It's either I complete it at when I get to like the 5th floor and I just leave, or I just finish the run. Doesn't like really matter to me. Your chest, yeah. Granted, I mean, I didn't really know much about the game at all, but hey, at least I played enough to like warrant my thoughts on it. Like, I can't really say for certain. Maybe it's one of those things that you do true damage and do lots more damage if you stun the boss in a certain way, I'm looking at episode 13 in Arknights here with the second rich boss. Episode 13 boss. Where you have to use the bombs to hit the boss so it removes the reduction damage. So it doesn't have the barrier anymore, so it's like it doesn't reduce the damage by like, was it 98% of your damage is like reduced? If he's not getting hit by the bomb. Something like that insane. You know, let's go with you. Okay, we are gonna go down here. We're gonna lose a life. But I am going to broke on roads up.
I'll check out our surroundings.
That's gonna be an interesting level.
しっかり俺についてきて。はぐれないようにね。
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
I may actually play it smart here.
全員の行動力を奪う。それでいいだろう。
作戦を開始する。
Almost dozed off. Oh, I have to get serious now.
Acknowledged.
Oh, almost dozed off. If you need me to, I'll wreck this place.
目を凝らせ。これこそがイベリアのデストレッツォ。
I'll give you those capacity calculations complete.
You know why people raid so hard on sports games? I want to ask you the question, why do you think I raid so hard in Arknights? Because I get emotionally invested.
Thy pleas falleth upon deaf ears.
命令、目を凝らせ。これこそがイベリアのデストレッツォ。
I'll give you the stress concentration point measure.
作戦を敵前では隙を見せるな。
悪くない場所だ。言われなくても死ね。
このくらいの傷なんてことないさ。先に進めると思うな。
think some people are super competitive and can't stop saying losing? Sure. To me, it's just I get angry at things. The super human stuff. Also, that was like a really risky play I just did there. Anyway, aside from the gameplay you just witnessed, I was just getting absolutely bombarded and like almost died multiple times to some of my operators. Yeah, I think it's just as simple as the fact that
Very well.
sometimes I just rage as well in Arknights, and it's like there's really no point in me doing that, and I realize that, but it happens. I think it's just because of the fact that it's probably just I've just played so much that I'm so emotionally invested that I just do it. It's hard to really explain, honestly. So to me, I look at that and I'm like, I could see that. I mean, I do it with Arknights. I mean, why can't they do it with a FIFA game? Even, no matter how ridiculous that sounds. And we're gonna just continue on here. Okay. That's not that great and not great. We'll probably just go with coffee beans here. That's fine, actually. And that should be it. That should be the run. We can continue. We can stop right now, but I am going to continue on. I think it will.
Пора показать, чему я научилась.
It just comes down to how they handle
As long
content.
as it's your decision, I'll have no objections.
Sort of. It's like, yeah, but like the biggest factor is not just the whales, but how much can you convince people to put money in the game, you know? So it's like that one's really hard to quantify, honestly. You just, I mean, you really don't know. But to an extent, yeah, Rails do keep the game alive, or at least allow the developers to realize there's still interest in the game. Now, do I think Arknights would just be dropped at the bottom of a hat and Hyperglyph just disappear? Honestly, no. I think with the fact that Hyperglyph is seemingly here to play the long game, I would say, nah, I don't think Arknights gonna die anytime soon. I actually believe Arknights will die when the story's finished. I truly believe that. And that will only happen when they straight up finish the Arknights story, main story. And then whatever they do for Enfield. Which, who knows what they're doing with Enfield, honestly. Like, that's kind of like one of those, like, what is the point of Enfield right now? Unless they're thinking, like, they're kind of getting to the end of the story. I guess. Like, a lot of people think that Arknights is almost at the end here. Just mostly because of how they've been working with characters. And I kind of agree with that to an extent. But that's, like, probably because it's like, how much can they really go? Like, it's already been 5 years, and they finished their second arc, finally. It took about 2.5 years to finish the second arc. Do you think they'll continue doing that 2 times over? Or more? Anyway, the other thing to take note of is that Arknights is not the only game anymore. And while that may be a good thing, that could also be a bad thing, depending on how people view. But I think that's a good thing. Honkai Impact 3rd is still going on, by the way. I have to preface that. Also, if we want to talk about long gacha game line timeline-wise, look at the Battle Cats. It's been over 10 years for Battle Cats. So to me, it's like, I think Arknights, I don't think it's gonna probably last for another half of a decade. I think it's gonna be a full decade before Arknights goes down, honestly. Depending upon how they go about it, of course, and what they do with Enfield. But, me personally thinking, and speculation here, because they're working on other games, even if, let's say, Arknights doesn't thrive as it used to, I think they'll still continue it until they finish it with the story. Because they have Puppetcomb, which is not a gacha game but a normal game, kind of similar to like what Girls Frontline developers are doing. You have obviously Arknights Infield. You have X Asterisk, which I haven't played, but is currently on Android and Google Play Store and Apple Store. That is going to be probably getting more updates as we speak. I haven't played it, and I don't know any news of it, but I heard that there was going to be DLC for the mobile game. So it's like, they are trying to expand. So to me, at least, no matter what, if Hyperglyph stays Hyperglyph, I expect there to be continuous bangers in the future. But that comes down to the fact of them staying the same path, you know. I'll look through the scope. Now, honestly, at this point, yeah, but I don't see them shutting down the studio, especially because that studio has been split off for multiple things. Like, you have Arknights Infield, Pupilcombe, Exastris, and Arknights. And they do have like a separate studio, but that separate studio is similar to what Yostar is, but it's being run not by its own independent third party like Yostar. It's being run by Arknights, but not Arknights, fuck, Hypergriff. So it's still owned under Hypergriff, just a different country. And it's just like, I don't really see that happen. I don't see Hypergriff shutting down unless they somehow just completely go to shit and just nothing works for them. But I don't really see that happening. No matter how much I hate on, like, let's say, Arknights Infield, I don't think Arknights Infield will be the last thing, and I don't think Arknights will be the last thing they do. Granted, obviously this is speculation, and who knows what they're gonna do with, let's say, Infield. Is this still... I'm still really mixed on Infield, personally, in terms of story. But, to an extent, I can realize that it's like... This... I don't know. It's really hard to say how things will go. In terms of, like... story, and just overall... how they feel about the game. And that's why I can't really say much, except we'll just have to wait and see. Before I can really say something.
出発だ. Good scenery here, Doctor. Gather around me, guys.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Hit.
I'll leave the support to you.
Oh fuck me.
You need me to. I'll wreck this place without hesitation. I'll give you the best plan pot request acknowledged.
I should have done S too.
I'll give you
Oh,
the
fuck
best
me.
plan possible. Yes, sir.
Also, wrong character. Fuck!
Stress concentration.
Oh my god!
measure.
Wrong fucking character!
Надо повторить руководство.
Gather around me, guys.
Оставьте это мне.
先に進めると思うな。
作戦を開始する。
I didn't realize I wasn't even hung.
時間をかけ
I just lost more lines because of that. I'm focusing so much on talking about Hypergriff and Arknights like that.
Beginning collection of
It's actually fucking me over. Which is not a bad thing, but...
命令を
Oh my god. Oh, this is shitty. I'm actually probably gonna lose.
目を凝らせ
The land will forgive all in the end. But not now.
作戦は指令を聞け。
The structure's stable and sound. Nothing to worry about.
Why am
治
I...
療が必要な人。
What are you planning?
行くよ。
このくらいの傷、なんてことないぞ。
敵も逃げられると思うな。
Why? Oh my
If
god!
you're still hesitant, I remember your
What
face
the
as well
fuck?
now.
命令を無駄だ。
作戦はオリジナルの活性化を抑える。
命令を
I'll leave the support to you.
Верь в себя, роса.
God, I'm using S1! That's fucking why!
傷つけさ
God.
せない。
If you're still hesitant,
That's why!
reach your hands.
I was like, why the fuck am I just getting absolutely wrecked? No, I know. Yeah, this is GG.
Mission failed.
That was a good example of distraction fucking me over. I would have went with S2. I didn't realize she was not S2. And I probably could have gone with Silver Ash to S2. I gotta remember, this fucking stage sucks ass. It really does. Like, as you probably could see there, it's very easy to get destroyed. And I knew I needed better healing because I knew Kelsey wasn't gonna be enough. But fucking A! That's annoying. That's actually really fucking annoying. I actually wanted to beat a level, but... Fuck me. I don't really want to continue. This is such a fucking stupid mission, by the way. There's no point. It just honestly screws you over. Hello there. Welcome to the end of the video. For those that are wondering, I did end it off here because I did kind of end the stream off a bit after that due to needing to do stuff and whatnot. Regardless, I did finish it. I did beat it with Surtr. But that just was like a good combo of not the greatest set of operators. Not the greatest, you know, like granted, it was good enough, but some of them it wasn't good enough. I'm talking like the fact that I didn't have Kelsey E2'd. I had the wrong skills up and available. I even I messed up at the very beginning with Kyrkis because it was S1, not S2, and I sometimes accidentally say the wrong thing. My brain keeps also thinking the wrong thing with hers. It's S1, that's the healing skill. S2 is more of the niche, like, support skill to it. S1, I've been using a lot more, especially in certain runs. So I was going to go with that as, like, my other secondary healer that I knew I would have been able to handle. It just didn't really go down that way. I didn't realize until it was, like, too late, where I was like, oh, shit, it's S2, not S1. Which I actually said S1 instead. Regardless. But I did, off-stream, go back, and I did complete it. There's no point to that. Honestly, the only reason why I did go back to it is so that at the very end of the month, I'm in the statistics up that I quote-unquote beat it. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day because I did finish it, which is what pretty much matters at the end, getting to the 5th floor for lore and deploying 10 times for Surtr. You could do this after the fact, by the way. Like, you don't need to do all of this monthly. You could wait until they have all of it at once available when everything's done with IS4 and all the expansions are done. And it's like pretty much before we go to IS5, they pretty much just release all the monthlies anyway. So it doesn't really matter too much. You can miss it and then redo it later if you wanted to. I could have done that for like Spectre, but I just didn't really do it at all because I didn't really fucking care. But regardless, so yeah, and also showcase that map I would say is probably the hardest map for IS4. I'm already saying IS5. IS5 is almost about to launch as the recording of this video. It is not out yet. We did get the teaser for the 5-star character, but it's not out yet. It's a weird timing. But anyway, IS4. Yeah, that map is probably, I would argue, the hardest map to deal with, especially from where I'm at right now, level 10 to level 12. And even with it just, I think everything's at like level 0? Or close around, there's like level 3 or 4 or something like that. I'm not entirely certain what the level of the monthly is. But it just shows that even with that being the case, that map, especially on emergency, is fucking insane. You could, if you don't have enough healers or enough damage, you get overrun really quickly, and they don't really give you a lot of options to deal with the enemy. This is probably, for me, the hardest map in IS4. Mostly for the emergency and for later on difficulties. Talking about this in general, my thoughts on IS4 at this point is that I've gotten so much better at the beginning that, like, a lot of people thought, like, the beginning of IS4 was the hardest, and it's like later on it's the easiest. To me, where the level system is right now and how it dramatically increases in difficulty the further you get in at higher levels, I would argue it's the opposite now. The beginning's really easy. It's really easy to do. I could just solo with Lee. Not fully solo. I could, like, start solo with a Lee and then 2 other characters. I mean, I could try to solo with Lee, but I would have to have him E2 instantly for that to be achievable. But regardless, yeah, it's like I can do the beginning really easy now compared to when I first started. But when you get to the 5th floor, the difficulty ramps so much. You're essentially dealing with contingency contract difficulty in terms of how high the stat boosts are, from my experience. And that map just kind of goes to show, like, if you don't have a good setup, like, I probably wouldn't even reach that far if I was higher level in that map. I probably would have gotten destroyed at the very beginning. Just one of those elite hammer dudes on a higher difficulty you need to specifically deal with, or you're screwed. From my experience. And it's just like it's kind of changed to the point where it's like I don't really, face, like, I front face at the very beginning. I've been slowly trying to focus at focus on the very back end of the map, because there's a lot more tiles to work with. And you can huddle together. Sometimes huddling together can be better than being very forceful in a map. It depends. Maybe facing all of them at once would be better than facing them separately in 2 rows. It depends upon the scenario. It depends upon what operators are rocking out with. If it's better to go with 1 defender and you only have 1 good defender, then it might be better just to focus on both than trying to handle 2 rows at the same time type of scenario. In that case, maybe that would have been better. It's really hard to say. Like, there's a lot of options I could have went with. Like, I know for sure that I just didn't really think about. And I was distracted a lot talking to other people in the chat. And that's kind of the thing about streaming. And it's an interesting statistic, is that you're more dumber when you're streaming than when you're not streaming. And that mostly focuses on the fact that you're not just focusing on what you're trying to do. You're, like, talking to the chat, and you're multitasking. You're doing a lot more. And if you know how I am, I'm not great at multitasker. So it's like, it also comes revolved around autism. But it kind of just shows in that scenario at the very end that I probably could have handled it. I had enough to do it, but the way I went into that map, I was not prepared to, and just got destroyed from just the overwhelming power the enemy gets, especially with those with the buff tiles. Yeah, and I was annoyed. I was to the point that I did, like, obviously, as I said before, I already did it. I beat it again. But I was just that angry that I was like, nope, game, you're not going to get this W. I'm going to come back and I kick your ass. And that's what I exactly did. Regardless, though, interesting monthly. Honestly, I noticed that even though, like, you get, like, a character to start off with, a lot of the time, the relic screws you over in instances. It depends upon the instance, of course. Each one's different. Like, the explosion destroys, like, some of the earlier maps in, like, level 1 and level 2. Like, the level 1, you have to worry about the not the burden beast, but the sheep. You pretty much activate them instantly, and that can be really devastating at the beginning. And then you have the DP gates. I'm gonna call it DP gates for the refugees and like that. I think it's like the 2nd floor. that you have to block people, and the people have to be in your range to make sure that they're friendly or non-friendly, aka papers please, essentially, as a mechanic. That you can get easily screwed over. And that's something that you guys showed off that I had to play around with that differently than I normally do by just putting everything and just pray and hope. And that's all you can really do, honestly. And that kind of shows you, like, some relics are just not that great early on. And it was really hard to, like, work with that relic. And of course, that was because of the fact of what I chose. A lot of the time with monthlies and side stuff, if it was like the main, I probably would have focused more on around the relics I had. But yeah, as I said, like the deep investigations or in the monthlies, I just play around with it and have fun. It's different, it's unique, might as well enjoy it. So I don't really try hard. I mean, I'm using thorns. I never really use thorns in IS4 for a reason. It's just the difficulty and the AoE aspect of the IS. Thorns, you're pretty much shooting yourself in the foot. Try to use thorns. There's some instances where certain relics could be actually pretty decent with him, but that's very specific, and he's still not really helping you out too much. So a lot of the time, it's not really worth trying to bring in thorns. So it's kind of shows an example. There's a lot better options. Kelsey could have worked better if I focused on Kelsey more. If I got her E2 for sure, that would have helped in that instance, 100%, assuming that she wouldn't have died. Regardless, there's a lot of things I could have changed, and it is what it is. Distraction did screw me over, but I did complete it, and yeah, that's all I really wanted to note at the very end of this video here. But anyway, have a nice day, be safe and be healthy, and I'll see you all in another video. Until then, peace.